Psychology experts have observed a compulsive behavior in high earners concerning their constant chase for success and hope to find fulfillment, but all to no avail. It's suggested that high earners, although achieving their massive goals and feeling a surge of accomplishment, eventually sink back down into the same emptiness. And the supposed reason for this repetitive pattern is that high achievers who fall victim of this are yet to address the underlying issue. And this is what we will be unpacking today. If you relate with this challenge, then be sure to stay on to get some practical tips on how to resolve it. I'm Faye Tola, and welcome to the True Grounds podcast, where I help you to build your internal stability so you can clearly connect with your true identity, separated from all external factors, especially wealth, achievements, and status. Let's get right to it. In today's society, there's a default misconception that financial freedom is the resolution to human suffering, and hence, achieving it should be one's primary focus in life in order to live a good life. This endless chase ends up splitting people up into two major groups: the financially free and the financially restrained. The burdening mentality of needing money in order to live a good life still affects both groups nonetheless. And arguably, those who fall into the financially free group suffer this burden the most as a result of experiencing profound purposelessness after achieving wealth. This is the group we'll be observing in this video. Now, you've often told yourself, if I can just hit 8 figures, if I can just exit this business, if I can just secure the portfolio, then I will be finally safe, complete, and settled. But you got there. The wire did clear. The champagne was popped. And then just days later, the quietest, most terrifying monster in human psychology shows its ugly face again: the internal void. You realize that even though you were completely financially sovereign on paper, you still feel heavily bound by an overpowering internal emptiness. And no matter how many achievements you line up, the void doesn't diminish, but in fact, it gets bigger with every additional achievement and financial increase. Now let's unveil what the underlying issue is. Various scientific studies on the human construct have alluded to the fact that there are at least 3 parts to a human being: the mind, the body, and the soul. And these 3 are interconnected. You can read more about this using the links in the description box below. Now, when these 3 are compared, your soul takes precedence as the most superior, followed by your mind, and then your body. This is because your soul is the source of your life. This is the part of you that births your consciousness and allows you to discern your purpose, your essence, and your values. This is where it all begins. Your mind is what allows you to comprehend the information that your soul transmits within you. This is where your thoughts, your reasonings, your emotions and intellect, your free will, and even your memory take place. And lastly, your body is simply your physical structure. This is the part of you that deals with the functions accustomed to a human being, including functions such as eating, sleeping, communicating, and so on. However, your body also carries out a more peculiar function. it embodies both your soul and your mind. And by doing so, it efficiently transmits their activity into your physical space. And so whenever either one or both of these are unsettled, your body will also reflect the same distress. There are various studies and research that have proven a direct correlation between mental health and physical health. You can read more about this using the links in the description box below. Now, the underlying issue is painfully clear. The internal struggles you experience are as a result of you neglecting the part of you that's responsible for you knowing your value and essence in life, and that is your soul. Now, if your soul is the foundation to your being, then neglecting it causes you to build on unstable grounds. And the more you build, the more you will feel the pressure of your instability. Although gaining financial freedom and security isn't a negative achievement in itself, obtaining it cannot resolve the internal struggles, as they are not superficial, but rather intrinsic. It's crucial that your soul is protected, guarded, and properly grounded, because when your soul feels safe, it gives you clarity on your personal identity and helps you properly identify where your value stems from, which, by the way, is never external. And this is what makes purpose meaningful, as your actions will no longer be based on external factors, but rather become informed decisions intuitively communicated from your soul. When your soul is yet to be properly grounded, it creates an internal void that becomes the breeding ground for various existential challenges, such as purposelessness, unfulfillment, and chronic dissatisfaction. Now that we've identified the underlying issue, let's take a look at some effective resolutions. Resolution number 1. You must redefine your top priority. In order to create room for your mind to acknowledge your soul again, you must redefine your top priority in life. Up until this point, you have made financial security your main goal, and that has been at the expense of your soul's security, causing you to be dysfunctional at your core. Now I want you to change your top priority from being financial security to now becoming your soul's security. This realigns your pyramid and gives you the chance to begin building your internal foundation. Resolution number 2. Detach yourself from all external factors. External validation is a chronic symptom of internal instability. When you're empty and disconnected on the inside, you become more vulnerable to external factors in search of meaning and validation, whether it's from your net worth, your relationships, or even your luxury assets and opportunities. So I want you to break the validation ties you currently have with all external factors. Detach yourself from any material and superficial elements you depend on to define your worth. Begin to observe them as a foreign object rather than a determiner of your identity. A helpful tip on how to do this is to consider that if you outlive something, then it's unqualified to define you. Resolution number 3. Recognize your soul. In order to find meaning and purpose to your life, you must become reacquainted with your soul. And to do this, you must learn to become comfortable with looking within. This is where meditation comes in. Start with just 5 uninterrupted minutes a day of observatory meditation. Usually, the objects to focus on would be your breathing, your surrounding, or parts of your body. But I want you to focus on something else instead. Focus on the concept of you being a triune being, having a body, a mind, and a soul. And then proceed to identifying each one, starting with the one you're most familiar with. Imagine these three entities standing before you as you identify them, and then go on to focus on your soul and simply observe it. A consistent practice of this will have you become more receptive of your inner self. When you put all these three resolutions into practice, you will eventually notice a new awareness awakening within you, and your focus gradually closing in on improving the quality of your internal environment. As the saying goes, little drops of water make an ocean. So start small and go at a steady pace. Eventually, you will see an improvement within yourself. That brings us to the end of this video, ladies and gentlemen, and if you've stayed on this far, then I'm sure you found it useful. So do share with someone else who you know will benefit from it also. Once again, I'm Faye Tola, and until next time, stay blessed and stay grounded.